Okay, so we're going to move on to Chapter 4 homework. So again, from the home page, the My ASU homepage, we'll click on the title. It'll take us to our canvas, and we're going to scroll down to 1, 2, 3, our fourth set of homework. So it's Chapter 4. We'll click on that. And as we open it, this homework is pretty much, it's actually really good practice for shifting of supply and demand curves. You'll have quite a lot of, at least 15 to 18 questions on your exam on supply and demand. So this is definitely a good set of problems to kind of get comfortable with. And I'll just stress on this. Some of these questions build on one another. So what you want to do is remember to read each part and then go back and reread. Real important to do. So I'm going to click on the first question and open that up. And as you'll see here, you're given a statement and then, or a scenario, and then you're given the supply and demand. So just quick little tutorial. Remember, with the diagrams, you left click and then you can move the curve. Decreases are to the left, remember, increases are to the right of the original. So you do the same for the demand. Increases are to the right and decreases are to the left. So again, you left click your mouse and then you can drag to where it goes. So on these questions, what you're going to do is read the statement and then you've got to figure out, is this a supply shifter or a demand shifter? So this is a great set of questions where you want to go through what causes supply to shift. So remember, that's firm's perspective. What causes demand to shift, which is consumer's perspective. So all those determinants that we went over in class, I would have those in front of you as you're doing these homeworks. So let's do the first one. So it says, when an economic boom raises people's income, the price of restaurant meals rises. So they're telling you the result. But in this picture, what you want to do is what basically happens when people's income goes up. So if people's income go up, I have to say, we really should be qualifying here that this is for a normal good. So on this question, assume it's a normal good. So when income goes up, we start buying more of normal goods. So that's going to be an increase in demand, and that gives us the increase in the price of the meals. Then you keep going. So again, you got to go one after the other. Sometimes these questions will be completely separate from the next one. So in this case, this is a completely different question. It doesn't build on from the first one. But you could have another set of questions where it does. So just watch for that. So this one says, show the change in the market for building materials that consistent with the following statement. So this says, when there is a coup, so that's like in a country where a person in charge is overthrown, in a country rich in iron ore, the price of building materials rises. So really what this question is trying to get you to think about is, it's not really particularly clear per se, but if in a country that's rich in this resource of iron ore and suddenly there's the government's overthrown, what do you think's going to happen to production? That's how you want to approach this. Is it going to go up or is it going to go down? So see if you can do that one. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you right off, this question you got to be a little careful with. It's a little tricky. So you're told that there's been a technological advance that's improving the features of laptop computers. And this first picture is laptop computers. This picture after that is the desktop computers. So this is one of those two-part things. So there's a technological advance that's improved the features of laptop computers, and it's telling you the price of laptop computers rises. Forget the information about used desktop computers because that's not until the next part. So when you do the answer in this question, what you want to assume is the technological advance is already being shown with the supply curve. So what you want to kind of focus on is if the technological advance has also improved the features of laptop computers, what might have happened to the demand for laptop computers now? So you're told the price has increased. So the question is that going to be an increase in demand or a decrease in demand? So hopefully that helps there. And then this part of the question is kind of building up of that first part. Says, when a technological advance improves the features of the price of laptop computers rises. Well, that was just what we did. And then it tells us, and the price of used desktop computers falls. So this picture is for desktop computers. So really what it's asking is what is happening to the demand for desktop computers because if the price of some other good, which in this case would be the laptops, has changed. So this is kind of looking at the substitute, prices of substitutes changing. So hopefully that will help you. Okay, we'll continue on to the next question. All right, so this question here is just trying to get you to practice what are these? Are these determinants of demand shifts or are these supply determinants? So I think you'll be able to do that. I would just tell you, give it a try, and I don't think you'll have questions with it, but if you do, let me know. Then it continues on. It says, engineers develop new automated machinery for the production of electric cars. So what is going to happen in this picture when there's a technological change? So it's the same thing. Is this a determinant of supply, which is technological change, or is it demand? I think you'll know. Okay, then it says, show the effect of the following event on the market for electric cars. People increase their concern for the environment. So if people become more concerned about the environment, what might happen to the demand for electric cars? And then it says an economic boom raises people's wealth, so that would be an income change. So what is that going to do? So I think if you go through these are really, really good practice problems. I think you should be okay with this. Continue on. Okay, this one is just trying to get you to think about complements and substitutes. And just do what you can here. If you have questions, you can let me know. I'm just going to tell you, because this one doesn't necessarily make sense these days, just make sure you put substitutes for the mobile applications and conventional phones. It's not really the best question there. And then we'll keep going. And then it says, show the effect of this change. So what's the change? It says, suppose, so don't do what I just did. Make sure you slowly scroll down. So it says, suppose a network externality reduces the cost of developing cell phone applications. So show the impact that this could have on cell phone applications. So it's basically told you the cost of producing this cell phone app has dropped. So is that going to be an increase in supply or a decrease in supply? So remember, if costs of production go down, that means you can produce more at any given price. So I think you should be able to do that. And then you just keep on going with trying to figure out, is this a supply or demand shift? Okay, and we'll continue on to the fourth question. So let's see what that one is. So I believe it's just a continuation of shifting supply and demand. So it says, suppose recent research shows that strawberry consumption can help prevent cancer. What do you think is going to happen to either supply or demand? So again, it's just really determining whether you think this is a supply or demand determinant. The next one says, suppose we have favorable weather conditions that result in a huge harvest. Well, that's production. So again, in this picture here, you want to decide, is that going to increase or decrease production? This one says, suppose more people decide to move out of the strawberry farming business into other careers. What impact might that have on production of strawberries? So again, is that supply or demand? I think you're okay with that. And then this one says, suppose the price of raspberries falls. What impact will it have on the strawberry market? So what you want to be doing here is thinking about what kinds of goods these are. Really, in some ways, they should have, you want to approach this question, I'm just going to tell you. On the exam, I would tell you, but you want to assume that raspberries and strawberries are substitute goods. So when the price of raspberries falls, what is going to happen to the strawberry market is how you want to answer this. So again, on that question, assume that they're substitute goods in order to get that one right. Okay, the question number 5, continuing on with supply and demand shifts. So this one, you're told that these things are complements. So again, you've got to pay attention to the kinds of goods these are and just go with what happens in the problem. So I think you can give this one a try. Just read it very carefully and you should be okay. Good practice on this. So that would be it for our chapter number 4.